So I haven't seen a lot of musical movies, but this is a movie I felt was very entertaining. I really like how you can see the music that Elvis was inspired by. When you see him walk down the streets of a colored neighborhood, it is almost as he could feel the music himself. That is also what he used when making his first hit, That's Alright Now Mama, in 1954, because he used that black rhythm and blues style to really cook up the song. Throughout the movie, you see a very real portrayal of Elvis in the role of Austin Butler, and it's easy to run away back into the 50s with this movie. Although, of course, I must admit, as Elvis drives away into Beale Street, hearing Doja Cat play her song doesn't exactly feel very authentic, but I guess the movie might try to show what kind of music that is popular among youths today. I also really like the role Tom Hanks plays both as the storyteller and the crooked manager in the movie, Tom Colonel Parker. Naturally, you have seen a crooked style manager as him before, but I feel Tom Hanks really does this role justice and makes it believable. He really makes this manager come alive as a character that practically will skin you alive to cover his gambling debt. Because the reality was that he always took 50% of what Elvis made, and when he didn't want to follow his instructions, he always made it difficult for Elvis to ban him as a manager. So from the very start to the very end, Elvis was stuck with him. Though I'm sure he did some good things for him. Most of the time, the picture in this movie is a bad one. The way he manages to be this character that persuades you and gives you promises only to screw you over, yes, I feel this character is one of the best Tom Hanks has ever done. It is admirable that he again and again manages to draw fantastic acting performances up his sleeve. I also really like how you see Elvis as this huge star who only seems to have his fans, because behind the money, the success, and his only love, Priscilla Presley, Elvis looks like a highly lonely figure in the movie. It feels like, in a way, that also this is very accurate. There's one particular scene where he says that he is afraid nobody will ever remember him. But even himself, he could never have imagined how gigantic he became. Today, known as one of the greatest musical artists that ever lived. I like that you see his vulnerability, but also his star-studded charisma. I feel despite all the different versions of Elvis, the shaking legs Elvis, the movie star Elvis, the lost Elvis, and Vegas Elvis, you really see what made Elvis so great. How he lit up an audience like a Christmas tree. All the girls went wild in a way that he almost had a magic touch that made the audience totally captivated. Another reason this is a great musical movie is because of the sheer excitement of the movie. From his starting days in Memphis with the first single, That's Alright Now Mama, to his last years as a slave performer at the International Hotel in Vegas. The story is never told in a way that bores the viewer. They manage to hold us on the line to the very end. You easily get very interested in how the career of Elvis developed and what made him into an international superstar with a golden voice. I feel other musical movies can learn from this, because this is a movie that makes me excited by musical movies in a way similar movies don't. That is also why it is the greatest musical movie I have ever seen.